Hey everyone, it's Mobius Y here, and I'm going to do something a little different here. This is a video of me playing a game called AirMech Arena, and I'm playing in this on the Xbox One, but it is available for Xbox 360. Now, a friend of mine recently told me about this game, and as in recently, a little over a week ago, and it's really interesting. I find it very fun, and it incorporates a very good blend of action and strategy and several other elements there. So, pseudo World of Tanksy, combining action and strategy and obviously tactics. So it clearly appeals to me, and it's something that I do in the off chance that I just don't feel like playing tanks at that current point in time. So I just boot up the Xbox One and play a little AirMech Arena. I do have it on the 360, but my account is on the One version, so I don't really have any of my stuff on the 360. It's a really fun game. I definitely recommend that you download it and try it out. Like I said, it's a good alteration from tanks if you're just frustrated or bored with World of Tanks. So essentially how AirMech Arena works is you take control of a machine called an AirMech, which is what you can see me flying around with. And what this thing does is, while it's in air mode, it's basically a flying vehicle of some sort. You can be a saucer, or you can be a Tomcat, or other fighter jets, or like the Apache helicopter. And the kind of vehicle that you're flying is determined by the AirMech class you're playing. There's several different classes of AirMech. And they also transform into a ground mode with various ground weapons and capabilities, and each AirMech has its own strengths and weaknesses. So, for example, I'm playing the Striker here, and it's basically a fast air superiority vehicle that gets a laser sword for a special ability, and so on and so forth. And it's so far been my most enjoyable class. I've tried them all, and I just like the basic ease of use of the Striker. And now, not only while you fly around and you do battle with other AirMechs, you're basically fighting for control of the map. And how you gain control of the map is you use infantry units to garrison bases, which gives you more infrastructure and whatnot. You can build more units, you gain more credits more quickly, the more bases you have, so on and so forth. And you could also build combat units such as tanks or turrets to defend your base, or little boxes to help generate more credits more quickly, so on and so forth. And eventually you just take over the whole map, and then you assault the enemy fortress, which you have to destroy, and that's what the large health bars at the top are. So it's really cool. Like I said, you're flying your own vehicle and doing your own thing, but that vehicle is the means by which you transport your units, you move your turrets around, so on and so forth. And you can also upgrade your vehicle itself. As you do things within the game, your vehicle level increases, and you can research more abilities for your vehicle, such as build units faster, or upgrade your power sword to deal more damage, so on and so forth. Things like that. It's a really fun game. It's really exciting. It seems much more easier to get into and grasp a basic understanding of than even World of Tanks, and learn it. It seems like there's a very deep metagame though that you can still learn and develop advanced tactics and techniques and so on and so forth. So this is just me playing a 2-on-3 with a computer partner against 3 computer enemies, and I'm just trying out a different setup of units, where I've got a really big tank called the Devastator, which I don't unlock until I'm level 9. To close out the game, I'm just mostly playing very defensive to start with, and I'm trying out a couple units like these brute infantry with the dual chain guns to help bunker into bases and garrison them. And I'm also using the butcher infantry to just do a little sabotage behind enemy lines and cause a little havoc. These butchers are really fun to use. And I'm just trying out a different little setup for my Striker here and seeing how it's going. But again, there's quite a bit to do in this game. You can play solo with all computers. 1-on-3, 2-on-3, 3-on-3, 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3. There's also a survival game type where you just on a certain map, you just see how long you can last. The waves are infinite, but a couple maps, the waves, there's, I believe, 9 waves. There's also cooperative, where you and several other human players can do versus bots. And there's also, PvP, where it's 1-on-1, 2-on-2, or 3-on-3. And like I said, really fun game to get into. And it really seems to have a deep kind of metagame that you can pick up on and learn, advanced strategies and tactics for. Very similar to World of Tanks. Easy to jump into, hard to master, that kind of a thing. So, if I piqued your interest, great. Maybe if you're on the Xbox One version, maybe we'll wind up playing each other sometime when I get more into the PvP aspect of things. I may do more AirMech videos in the future. I'm not quite settled on that. We'll see how it goes. Right now, this is just a minor distraction from World of Tanks to just kind of, take a little break here and there from World of Tanks, play a couple games of AirMech, so on and so forth. It's definitely not going to be my thing. I'm going to stick with World of Tanks because that's, like I said, that's just my thing these days. When I get into a game, I get into a game, and I don't really play much of anything else. But I definitely see myself getting into AirMech, maybe trying to make a 3v3 PvP team. Me and my friend have already been discussing strategies with another buddy of his. And, they're pretty interested in trying to get on the leaderboards for the 3-on-3 ranked monthly league or something, I believe. So we're looking forward to possibly getting up some practices and just perfecting our strategies together and whatnot. So, like I said, I might upload a few more AirMech videos in the future, just because it's a really fun game, and it's extremely interesting, and I do think that all of you should at least give it a try to see if you enjoy it yourselves. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of this game. It totaled about a half hour long, so if you sit through it all, you might pick up on a few things of what's going on there and how to do things. So I hope I've piqued your interest. There will be another World of Tanks video should be coming out this weekend. I believe episode 3 of Heavy Duty will be made available Saturday or Sunday, just whenever I get to it. And in the meantime, enjoy the rest of this gameplay here. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for sticking around. We'll see you next time. Mobius Y signing off. Have a good night.
Dominate. Double kill.